how they ended the movie. I will never forget it because they don't end movies like this anymore, ever. I don't think I've ever seen a movie end like this. Mm-hmm. With Andy Griffith screaming. Don't leave me! I think that will be in the, like, edges of my brain. Like, if I get dementia, I will be like, Andy Griffith screaming!
Well, and screaming just in...
Wanting Marsha.
Wanting Marsha just because... And the thing is, with Narcissus, the way he views Marsha, he doesn't love her.
No.
Because he doesn't know what love means.
No.
He views her as a safety blanket.
Yeah.
And
because that's just all she's been.
And also as a possession.
Yep.
He owns her. How dare she? Doesn't matter that he said he would marry her, then he married somebody else. Doesn't matter. Anything he ever did to her, she can't leave. You're not allowed to leave.
Yeah.
If you leave, I'll throw myself off the rooftop.
And she tells him to throw himself off.
Yeah. She does. By the end, she takes her power back.
Yeah.
And it's ugly, and she's broken by it.
She's completely broken. At this point in time, that smile that we saw in the beginning of the movie, gone.
She'll never have it again.
I was completely heartbroken.
Uh-huh.
Like, the me who had saw this movie when I was in high school didn't understand this when I first saw it. The me that saw it again as an adult after dealing with narcissists completely and totally understood that brokenness.
Yeah.
Because the face that she made, you can only understand how much it hurts in your heart when someone you love that much has taken it and completely distorted everything and has completely stomped on it and torn it apart.
And yet, as he's screaming for her, she has a moment of looking back. Marsha!
Well,
I don't figure him for suicide.
Marsha! And Walter Matthau be like, no, come on, we're going.
Yeah. And that's her knight in shining armor, because if she had gone back, she probably would have died.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, plain and simple. It would have been, like, killing herself all over. Mm-hmm. Like, that's what it's like being with a narcissist, though.
It is very much like a just death of your soul. And because I have some experience with this as well. And the way they wrap you up and make you feel so safe and protected at first, and then they degrade you, and they make you question everything about who you are. And it is all intentional.
They do have a cognitive awareness of what they are doing. Mm-hmm. Because, people have the choice on how to act. When narcissists behave a certain way, they have the cognitive awareness of how they are behaving.
Yeah.
The thing that makes me have a hard time with this movie is that throughout the movie you hear his laugh. And his laugh, like, even from the get-go, just sounds so evil.
Sinister. Yeah.
Sinister, and it makes your skin curl.
It's as if Sheriff Andy were possessed by the devil.
Mm-hmm. And it makes you want to just, like, there are multiple times where I sat there and I'm like, I don't know if I can continue watching this because of that laugh.
Yeah.
Like, I love Andy Griffith, and as a person, yeah, I don't agree with him obviously cheating on his wife.
Yeah.
Like, he made some bad decisions as a person, you know. But, you know, will I still watch his work? Yeah.
Mhm.
I know in a previous podcast I had mentioned how I don't like Bing Crosby and I will never watch,
Yeah.
you know, White Christmas ever again. But that's because of the fact that he caused 2 of his sons to commit suicide.
Mhm.
The difference between him and Bing Crosby is that he never caused physical harm like that.
Mhm.
The issue I have right now with Andy Griffith is that his performance in this movie, too good.
Too good.
It's too good and it's too cringe.
Yeah.
Like, it makes my skin
Well,
curl.
and like I own the Criterion Collection Blu-ray of it, and there's interviews with him, and he says during the time of filming this, he was not a nice person because it really seeped into who he was, and he had a hard time shaking it. And you know, he tapped into something inside of himself that it takes guts for an actor to put them, especially at that time, to put themselves out there as such an ugly persona. I mean, it could have destroyed his entire
You
career
could have.
because the movie did bomb. Like, it was not a hit at the time. It has developed a lot of respect over time and is considered a classic now. But at the time it came out, nobody wanted to see this. Everybody was like, "No, rah rah America, and we're all great." And nobody's
Right. Well, that's the thing too, is that who would want to see a movie at that time that would essentially say, "Hey, you know, there's something wrong with our politics."
Uh-huh.
Who would ever want to see that? You know, now we live in a day and age where, you know, we're self-aware of our politics being, you know, corrupt.
Yeah.
You know, back then we didn't want to acknowledge that, even if we knew that our politics were corrupt. We wanted to admit that, you know, we just won World War II.
Yeah.
You know, we wanted to ride that high horse of, you know, we won World War II. Now we want to be happy. We want to have musicals. We want to have things that make us feel good.
Mm-hmm.
We want Gene Kelly and Singing in the Rain. That's what we want. We don't want these melodramatic, you know, crap.
Yeah.
You know, we don't want these serious films.
Even if it was a drama from that time, there would have been a love story, and there would
Right.
have been
Or they would
a
want
feel-good ending.
Yeah, or they would want something like, you know, Katharine Hepburn with Cary Grant and like a Philadelphia story where it's like comedic.
Yeah.
You know, they don't want something that's super serious.
Or even if it's super serious, like Best Years of Our Lives.
Yes.
It's the happy ending that gets sort of tagged onto, or Lost Weekend, where
Yeah.
they kind of figure out a way for it all to work out.
Yeah, and I'm sure that people, if they did see this, they were probably waiting for Marsha and Lonesome to get together,
Uh-huh.
and
Or-
that just didn't happen.
At least maybe Marsha and Walter Matthau's character, which Walter Matthau's character, as much as he steps in and he goes, "I'm going to get you out of this," his respect for her is gone. He doesn't particularly want her anymore.
Mhm.
He feels rightfully so that he's heartbroken. She should have picked him. This is the nice guy versus asshole thing that some of us have a problem with. But, you know, it doesn't have the ending where it's like, oh, now the last shot of it is like Marsha and Walter Matthau walking down the aisle.
Yeah,
and,
no, it
you know,
doesn't have that happy-go feeling. It has, you know, Andy Griffith screaming at the top of his lungs. It has, you know, Marsha, you know, teary-eyed, second-guessing everything, and then getting in the cab.
Well, if I'd only left him in that jail in Pickett.
Marcia, stop it. You were taken in just like we were all taken in. But we get wise to him. That's our strength. We get wise to him.
And then credits roll.
And then credits roll. And it's so bleak. And yet, And it's in a way that is unapologetically bleak because it's like, no, this isn't going to get better.
Yeah.
This is going to get so much worse.
Yeah.
And it did.
Yeah, it did. It ended on with essentially a middle finger in saying, "Hey, thanks for your money."
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, being like, "Hey, this is our politics.
Yeah.
Welcome to America."